Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
Janelle Fuentes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. J.R. Malonia is open. 3-point. Oh, my goodness! Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Natalgero has time. Oh, just posterized by
With the playoffs looming and teams battling for positions in their respective divisions, we return here at the Inares Center in Montalban as two of those teams will lock horns here in our main event this evening on a Saturday triple header. Two incredible forwards test their mettle tonight. Robbie Celis, magnificent all season long for Nueva Ecija. They will seek to build some momentum heading into the playoffs. Mga kalaban niya si Mike Cañete, who looks to lead his team right back on track here as the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers return at home facing off against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, Rizal is 8-3 at home, and that's why they're desperately want to get that number 2 spot in the South Division.
Yeah, pretty much. At saka itong Rizal coming off a couple of wins against lower tier teams. Now is a good chance to reclaim that they too could continue to compete against the top teams.
And you're watching us live on the official MPBL YouTube channel and also on Solar Sports and on pusoP.com. A lot at stake for Rizal. Nueva Ecija, sigurado na sila yung number 2 team in the North Division. And one guy that certainly helped them achieve that in their last game was Byron Villarreal, who has returned after a couple of games absence. His hot shooting really on full display here against Parañaque Patriots in a game where Coach Mike finil in pa rin ng Nueva Ecija yung kanilang top guns dito.
He really is one of their veterans. Speaking of Byron Villarreal, 23 points on 18 points in the fourth quarter on a 7 of 10 3-point field goal shooting. Yun ang pinaka-impressive na numero dyan to go with the 4 rebounds and a couple of assists. And surely, when it comes to the playoffs, you are gonna need Byron to really continue be sniping outside and making those shots.
And one of the most accurate marksman here in the MPBL, ito si Byron Villarreal. On the other side of the fence, Coach Mike, two forwards that emerge really nicely despite the loss of Rizal last weekend in Rosales, Pangasinan. Si Samboy De Leon and Mike Cañete. And this was a game, Coach Mike, where we felt like Rizal was simply flat. The other guys weren't able to chip in, but these two guys, maganda naman yung pinakita kahit papano para dito sa Golden Coolers.
Yeah, and it was very special for these two guys to at least be elevating their game in a tightly contested match. You said it, they started out flat, pero 15 points and 13 for Mike and Samboy combined. But really, the 3 of 18 shooting, that's been the challenge for Samboy De Leon. He pretty much is very forceful when he starts playing. Matter of fact, pag tinignan mo yung rebounds niya, he got 5 and 7 para dito kay Mike Cañete. And if he continues to play with a lot of force, but be consistent more in his field goal makes, he is going to be a very valuable contributor para dito sa Rizal.
And those two guys nahirapan na i-carry yung scoring load dahil nga nag-struggle si Alvin Alday and Eric Camson in that matchup. Speaking of matchups, we have a very interesting player matchup for you guys, mga kaliga. Itong dalawang mama ito, magkaibang laro but playing the same position for the respective squads. Will Macaloni does his damage in the paint as always. Eric Camson though, every time he's on and he's in focus, it's really hard to stop Rizal.
Well, I guess there really is more requirement for Eric Camson to be scoring, especially siya yung pinaka-focal na big man. Unlike Will Macaloni, he really just goes in there as part of the flow of the offense. He really is more used as a hub by the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Kaya pag tinignan mo, points advantage Eric comes on, but you look at the field goals, the very few shots that Will Macalona has taken have been really high percentage, and the rebounds pretty much on the side of Eric comes on because that's been expected of him and that's been demanded of him. Samantalang dito naman sa assist, halos pareho dahil these guys, these big men are really good at finding open teammates whenever available.
And those two guys are with Miss Gianna Llanes.
Yes, let's talk to our player matchup for today, starting with Will Macaloni of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Will, na-secure na nga ng inyong team ang number 2 position sa North Division going into the playoffs. Kaya ano naman ang inyong approach for this game?
First of all, napapasalamat ako sa lahat ng fans na pumunta dito, and yun lang, we need a strong closeout sa elimination round, so para ma-prepare namin sa semis at sa playoffs.
Itong si Eric Camson nga ang iyong ka-player matchup ngayon. I'm sure na-scout mo siya bilang big man. Paano mo siya pinaghandaan?
Sobrang hirap po kasi marami pong galaw si Kuya Eric. So I'll do my best na lang to stop him.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was Will Macaloni of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Ngayon, kausapin naman natin itong si Eric Camson of the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. Eric, your last game was against Pangasinan in their home court. Ano ang natutunan nyo sa laro na yun?
Ando na naman yung mga bad habits namin, and then yung laging sinasabi sa amin ni Coach, inconsistent kami, so ilang araw na lang o ilang weeks na lang papasok na yung playoffs. So itong game na to, so parang ito yung magdi-dictate sa amin kung deserving ba talaga kami sa makukuha naming spot or what. So sa preparation naman namin against Nueva Ecija is talagang hinimay namin from player number 1 hanggang player number 2, talagang wala kang itatapon sa kanila. So, kailangan maglaro namin as a team.
Eric, your team has had some big wins here on your home court, possibly another one tonight. Ano ang mensahe mo sa lahat ng Rizaleño na andito ngayon para suportahan kayo?
Sa lahat ng taga Rizal, maraming salamat sa effort nyo. Huwag kayong magsasawa na suportahan ng MPBL, lalong-lalo ng Team Rizal. Magbibigay kami sa inyo ng magandang gabi ngayon sa hindi naman alugi yung pagpunta nyo. Yun lang.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was Eric Camson of the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. Let's turn it over now to our Coliseum Barker Miguel Pere for the start of the game.
This is gonna be exciting, mga kaliga, as we bring you tonight's main game here at the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. It's Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards versus your Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. Live on the official MPBL YouTube channel, Puso P and Solar Sports. This is the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starting fives, beginning with the Season 4 champions, Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Starting at guard number 2, JP Calvo. Also at guard number 11, John Wilson. Forward number 25, MJ Ayay. Also at forward number 8, Robbie Celis. And starting at center number 14, Will Macaloni. The head coach from Nueva Ecija is Don Dulay. Assistant coaches, Rob Wainwright, Matt Macalintal, Arnold Oliveros, Jonathan Oiloan, Rick Season, and James Bartolome. Assistant team manager, Jen Dignadice. Team manager, Raymond Dizon. Team owners, Ivan Cuevas, Ryan May Cuevas, and Bong Cuevas. And now, mga kaliga, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit for your Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. Starting at forward number 5, Eric Pili. Also at forward number 28, Marco Polo Balagtas. Starting at guard number 1, Philip Manalang. Also at guard number 17, Alwin Altay. And at center number 13, Eric Camson. The head coach for Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers is Ralph Rivera. Assistant coaches Don Villamin, Christian Coronel, and Mario Gotera. Team manager Joel Conde. Team governors Andre Cruz. Team owners Jaime Lim and Alex Cruz.
Starting five for the Season 4 champions. Another start for JP Calvo, John Wilson with Will Macaloni, Rob Celis, and MJ Ayaay. Rizal starts off with the former Rice Vanguard, Philip Manalang, along with Alvin Alday, Eric Camson, Marco Balagtas, and Eric Pili. Our referees for this ball game are Maynard Centeno, Ron Maluyot, and Philbert Tugab. Fourth referee is Mark Rancudo. Rizal in black, Nueva Ecija in white. The tip going to the side of the road team, Nueva Ecija.
So far, Rob Celis has started in all of the 25 games that he's played. Samantalang Alvin Alday has started in 26 or 27 of the 28 that he's played so far this season. And both those guys, pretty much, pagdating sa scoring, ang talagang inaasahan nga naman itong Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards at itong Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers.
That's actually a good point you made because si Robbie Celis at si Will Macaloni, like you said, they started all of their games. But with regards to their small forward and their backcourt, majority of the time, especially before they incurred those couple of losses, Coach Mike, yung Marcelino twins, pati si Byron Villarias, yung sunod-sunod na nag-start dyan, hindi yan binago
Agree.
ni Coach Don. And then pagdating ng mga talo nila against Abra, and then the latest one against Quezon, he began tweaking that, and JP Calvo since has started all of the games at that point guard spot, as well as John Wilson doon naman sa dos.
Yeah, which is why when it comes to bench points, we talked about it when we covered the game in Bataan. Talagang nag-elevate yung scoring off the bench para dito sa Nueva Ecija. And really much as you talk about the Twins being very potent and a huge threat to their opponents coming off the bench, you cannot help but observe also yung ganda na naging start nito ni JP Calvo para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
Nueva Ecija, fourth consecutive season with a winning percentage of above 80%. Also the fourth consecutive time they've reached at least 20 wins. I mean, how impressive has this team been as Eric Camson scores the first basket for the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers.
I feel it really boils down to their consistency of execution, understanding the focus for this season. And I guess everyone really is trying to get a crack at that title this season in the MPBL. And no exception itong dalawang teams na ito ng both Rizal and Nueva Ecija. Side ball screen.
JP Calvo, short stab by Rob Celis is good. First basket naman para sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
Elbow area. You pretty much can make a claim na yan na yung pinaka-paboritong spot nito ni Rob Celis. He really does a lot of things from there. Score, assist, rebounds, offensive rebounds. He is so deadly whenever he's on that spot.
Philip Manalang sidestep into a jumper, knocks it down for the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers.
This is the second game I've covered si Manalang that really has stayed active at the very start of the game. Will Macaloni right there. What a good drop pass and a good finish by Will.
Tapla tayo for all. Rizal, on the other hand, Coach Mike, whatever happens in their last couple of games, this is gonna be their best overall record in all of the seasons they've been. And this is certainly quite a success for them as a franchise. As a huge reason why is because of that guy who just fouled John Wilson, ito si Eric Camson.
Well, Eric Camson pretty much has given a lot for the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers, but this pocket pass though, that pass rather on that short roll by Will Macaloni, really opening up that space. And again, kanino galing yon? JP Calvo. That's how important he's been.
Nice defensive stand that time by Rizal. We covered their game last Saturday, Coach Mike, and they never it seemed like they never really got themselves going at any point during that game.
It's hard to believe, though, that for the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers, who are averaging roughly about 28 or 20 plus assists per game, they only got, what, 17 in that match. And you'd like to think that they'll be better in that. 25 assists per game versus 17 in the last, which was against a top team. You know, speaks a lot of the kind of defense that Pangasinan has put on the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers.
Wala sa tempo, sa
Agree.
timing, sa rhythm.
Agree. And somehow we were there, we covered it. You kind of feel na, you know, something may missing, you know, may missing na
Oo.
factor eh.
Alam mo, hindi naman din sila nalayuan ng todo-todo ng Pangasinan.
Ay.
As Marco Palagtas knocks down the jumper. Pero hindi mo rin maramdaman na parang they were really legitimately threatening against Pangasinan every time they tried to mount a comeback.
Indeed. And there was no big separation, if you ask me, when it comes to shot attempts. The difference really was on the percentage it makes, which I felt Pangasinan did so much better than that of Rizal in that game. Katulad nga sinabi mo, parang out of rhythm, out of sorts. In shots that they normally would make, they would miss in that game.
Manalang at the controls, LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Golden Coolers with a 2-point lead. Under 6 minutes left. Camson back to Alday. He drives straight to the cup. No good. Calvo, outlet to John Wilson. Hops into the lane, but he will travel.
Yeah, that's a travel. Could have gone the left side, pero I guess by force of habit, no? Minsan mas mas komportable kang pumunta dun sa side na yun, but you know, that is a same foot travel. See this fast break right here, got that clear path. There
Tama.
you go, same foot.
Yung right foot. Yun yung pinang take off, yun din yung pinang landing. Camson tried to escape from Will Macaloni, and Will be called with that foul. Let's turn you over courtside to Miss Jana Dialis.
Are we playoffs ready? Yun ang tanong na gustong sagutin ng Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers ngayon. Sabi ni Coach Ralph na unlike last season, sobrang blessed ng kanyang koponan na na-secure nila ng maaga ang kanilang playoff spot at hindi nakadepende sa iba kung makakapasok sila. So, they have already been thinking ahead of time for the playoffs, which Coach Ralph says will separate the boys from men. For this game, napaka-precise daw ng kanilang kalaban kahit sa pag-execute ng simpleng play. So, they prepared by making sure they are detail-oriented when it comes to their defensive adjustments. Keanu Caballero is the only injured player for Rizal today. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, G. And that also coincides with what Eric Camson said during that time when Gianna interviewed him prior to this game. Na ano ba talaga kami? Ano ba talaga tayo? Kasi papalapit na yung season, meron pa rin mga questions on in terms of them still getting into those bad habits. Pero that's a sign of an elite team.
Yes.
A great team na despite the fact you still garnered your best record in multiple seasons. Iba na kasi ngayon eh. Dati kasi parang gaya ng binanggit ni Coach Ralph, hindi pa nila sigurado at this point of the season kung papasok pa sila sa playoffs. Eh ngayon, Coach Mike, legitimate playoff contender na sila.
Tama ka doon. Sometimes really it's that conversation with yourself in front of the mirror to ask the question, playoff ready na ba tayo? Diba? But ako, I'd like to think from the outside looking in. But if you base on their losses and the top teams in the regular season, losing roughly by an average of 2 points or 1 possession against the top teams, they should be playoff ready because nasubukan na sila. As you see this fast break right here by the Rice Vanguards, and you gotta go back and defend against the transition play of the Rice Vanguards though if you wanna sneak out this win and claim number 2 spot in the South.
First taste of the lead for Nueva Ecija.
Siyempre, nanonood rin dyan malamang itong team ng Batangas because the result here could pretty much determine whether they keep that number 2 or they relinquish it over to Rizal.
3 straight years na sila yung number 2 in the South Division at the end of the elimination round. Talking about Batangas. Last break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
And when we talk about Will Macaloni, being the hub of the offense, that is really just part of it. I mean, in open transition, he can bring the ball down on the floor and feed off open teammates. Now, it is this part of the quarter or the game where you put in the turbo jets in JC and JB on the floor para dito sa Rice Vanguards. 3 lefties, always at the same time. Jammer, JC, and JB, the 3 Js coming in again in this match. Katulad nung nangyari doon sa Parañaque.
Sama mo pa yung Christian Manaytay. Ayun nga, 3 sila dyan. Manaytay, Jammer Ramito, and JC Marcelino. Si JV kasi hindi ko malaman kung kaliweting nag-convert ng kanan eh.
Alam mo ako rin, yan ang tanong ko.
Di ba? Parang ganun eh. Pero si Robbie Celis, nakalusot at nakasumpit ng foul laban sa Rizal.
That's a good question to ask. No, the Twins. Kasi yung shot attempt niya no? Parang feeling mo natural lefty siya dati, no? Nakinonvert lang sa right.
Yes. Rob Celis looks good on the first free throw.
How valuable has Rob Celis been for this team? Leads the team in minutes, points, offensive rebounds.
Itong free throw na ito, din sa ating Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Kasama po dyan yung blocks. And his shooting is almost 50% per game, 33% three-point shooter, and 72% free throw. And that is really just how potent a guy like Rob Celis could be for the Rice Vanguards.
Robbie Naive using that Mike Cañete screen. Skips it to Philip Manalang, who almost lost it. 3 seconds left on their shot clock. Manalang puts it up, turns around, and puts it in.
One might think that with the clock winding down, you'd like for that ball to be the hands of Manalang from the outside if you're a Rice Vanguard, because percentage-wise, you feel mas mababa yung pagkakataon tumira siya sa labas. Pero doon, talagang hindi natakot tumira sa labas itong si Philip.
We're tied 10-all. Samboy de Leon working against Jammer Amito. Can't get that one in. JV Marcelino gives it up to Robbie Celis. JC for free. It's good.
You got 5 players on the floor from the perimeter for the Rice Vanguards, pretty much capable of catch and shoot. John, JC, JB, even itong si Rob Celis. And so every time these guys get that ball in the front court, you got to be right in front of them, on your grill, trying to defend against them.
4-point lead for Nueva Ecija. Jammer Amito to John Wilson at the post. This is one of the key matchups. Celis against Cañete. Amito tries a free, puts some arc into it, but can't get that one to fall. John Wilson tries. No. Rebound, Philip Manalang.
Those were a couple of good looks for the Rice Vanguards.
Robbie Naive forcing his way in and able to bait John Wilson into a foul.
Well, going downhill, that pretty much is where Robbie Naive would like to be. Putting a lot of pressure on that defense as it backpedals. In that case, John Wilson putting a lot of force on that shot attempt against that defense.
Robbie Naive at the line. Of course, his better half. By the way, belated happy birthday kay Robbie. Nag-celebrate niya ng birthday just the other day. And also shout out to his better half, Hannah Lirazan, who also played in the MPBL. Baka sila yung kauna-unahang couple, ha?
Talaga?
Ewan ko, di ko alam. Baka, posible. I-fact check natin yan. Of course, Hannah played for Pangasinan. Solar Aces ba yun? Oo.
Yeah, it's interesting.
In the inaugural season.
Yeah, that's interesting.
JV Marcelino attacks. Can't get that one to go. Labayan is now in, earning some minutes here.
Good pull-up.
Dahil nga wala si Kiano Caballero, like
right.
Gianna mentioned.
That's right, and they're gonna have to dig deep, and Labayan's gotta respond. Ooh.
No foul.
No foul's called right there.
Much to the surprise of Billy Robles.
Yeah, I thought that was body contact on that drive. He's not gonna fall just like that. See that again. That pass, that shot.
Katulas na.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
46 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Naive, guarded by JV Marcelino. Now it's with Labayan. Trying to shake off JC, but could not. He was denied emphatically from behind.
If you're not gonna beat them downhill, they're gonna beat you upstairs. Look at that. It's the takeoff, really.
Cañete turns down that outside jumper. Nice fake.
Oh, yes.
And puts it up and in.
Mike Cañete. Many times I may sound like a broken record, but he's one of the more consistent Rizal Golden Coolers so far. JC open lane, you can't allow him to get on that side of the floor.
The way he uses shoulder to protect that ball against John Apasible.
Tsaka mabigat nun, you're trying to take away that left side of the floor, but he too can still finish going right.
Time winding down in the first quarter. Bola na agaw, but Nueva Ecija will not get off a shot in time. But pretty much a very tightly contested ball game, Coach Mike. Biggest lead was at 4, established by Nueva Ecija earlier. Pero maganda yung naging palitan natin dito.
Totoo naman yan, but a little bit better shooting para sa Nueva Ecija. 37%, samantalang itong Rizal, a lot of makeable shots, similar to how they started against Pangasinan, but they're only shooting 25%. But the good thing though is their second chance opportunities, that's where they mostly get their points here in the first quarter.
First quarter complete, Nueva Ecija with a 2-point lead over Rizal, 15-13. Back with us here at the Inares Center in Montalban. Comparative stats, Coach Mike. Nueva Ecija, very elite on both sides of the floor, while Rizal, nakita natin, no? Very efficient offensive team and also a decent rebounding team.
Totoo ka dyan. When you talk about scoring and defending and finding open men, dito may advantage itong Nueva Ecija Rice Bangers because they move the ball a lot. Pero pagdating sa rebounds, yan talaga ang naging strength nitong Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. That's why when it comes to second chance opportunities, they're third at 15.1 per game because they take a lot from that stat line.
Labayan pulls up. It will bounce off the rim. JV with a rebound. Binigay kay Christian Manaytay. Lalapit si Christian inside. Amito left that one short. JV gets it back once more. JC with his second three-pointer, and Nueva Ecija with their biggest lead at 5, 18-13.
How many left-handed players you have on the floor right now? There's 4 of them, right? Para sa Rice Bangers. And that to me, magkaroon ka nga lang ng isang player na kaliwete, medyo mahirap na kasi kontra-tiyempo yung mga galaw. It's tough for a right-handed player to cover them, but you got 4 on the floor right now for the Rice Bangers.
Agawan sa bola, nakuha ni JC Marcelino. Feeds it to Christian Manaytay. De Leon desperately tried to stop him, but to no avail. Manaytay gets 2 points.
Well, normally Christian Manaytay would have finished that off stronger, but that time he saw that it was Samboy De Leon who was right in front, respecting the defensive capability of Samboy. Really tried to bait him into a fake, able to recover it, and still stay in balance for that shot attempt.
At naiangat na ng Nueva Ecija ang kanilang kalamangan dito to 7 points. We have a timeout by Rizal. Magbabalik ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino, the Bawat Liga Pilipinas Basketball League. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Well, they always say you try to drive one lane, and if the defender helps out, you've got a corner shooter on 3, holding that corner 3. Got to pass it off.
And for more, let's go to Gianna.
Coach Don Dulay is using this game as an opportunity to refine the details of his team before the playoffs. Kailangan daw nila na mas mag-communicate sa laro na ito, lalo na defensively, knowing that Rizal is one of the strongest offensive teams this season. Pagdating sa preparation, sa ensayo daw nag-uumpisa ang intensity ng Nueva Ecija. Coach Don attesting their practice sessions as the reason for their good standing this season. He jokes our scrimmages are so competitive because nobody wants to lose against their teammates. So it's a huge help during the actual games. Back to you, Ken and Coach Mike.
Thank you so much, G. Nueva Ecija looks to stay sharp as they head into the playoffs, Coach Mike. And again, kabalik tayo dun sa huling talo nila, no, against Quezon. Such a letdown of a loss at home. They were up 18. Quezon took the lead for the first and only time with that Diego Dario free. And then the following week, we saw the message of Boss Bong Cuevas at the half, where ang sabi niya, no, ang tumatak talaga sa akin yung kahuli-huli ang binanggit niya na gusto niya managdagan ng banner ng Nueva Ecija doon sa Nueva Ecija Coliseum. And for them, it's pretty much championship or bust for the last 4 seasons.
Oh, tsaka alam naman niya ng nila Coach Don. Meantime, as you see this move right here, and that shot blocked by Jammer Hamito. And that good recovery by the Rice Vanguards. And to your point, if you're a Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, year in and year out, it's always been, to my understanding, an expectation that you need to be in there battling it out in the national finals, to be playing and be the last winner on the last game of the season. And this is really what the Rice Vanguards are focused on. That's the drive. And when Coach Don mentioned on that report by Gianna that they hate to lose against their teammates in their scrimmages, to me, that's very important because if you're gonna play a lot of defense, you have to take a lot of pride in it. Kailangan medyo may yabang ka ng konti, hindi ka magpapatalo, which is exactly the kind of, motivation or character or personality that these Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards need to have if they want to get that really good stuff. And so far, they've been pretty good on the defensive end, allowing only 70 points for their opponents. Matter of fact, they're 5th ranked this season, but just like champions are, they're not satisfied. So they want to defend some more.
Just take note of this stat, Coach Mike. For the last 4 years, Nueva Ecija has been the winningest team in the regular season. 94-9. Maniniwala ka ba yun yung record nila? That's the best in that stretch. Better than Pampanga, better than San Juan. I mean, can you imagine how they're so used to winning and yet they're so hungry for even more?
Yeah, and yan naman talaga ang kailangan na kultura na binibigay mo para sa team mo. I mean, for you to have that kind of a performance over the last 4 years, well, the last couple of years have been tough because there's Balti Baltasar, but these guys continue to compete. And I like to believe when they met in the North of playoffs, the Rice Vanguards, in my opinion, really just ran out of time. They were in there trying to compete against the tough team led by Balti Baltasar.
Imagine mo yung dami ng talo nila in the course of 4 seasons is just one more compared to the number of losses of the top 4 and 5 teams in the North. As you see that move by Christian Manaytay. This season lang yun, ha?
Yeah.
Yung Pasay, Pampanga, 20-8 sila. Nueva Ecija is 26-2.
Yes.
And then dating back all the way to 2022, 94-9 po sila. Ganun po sila ka-dominant.
Yeah. And I'm sure, I don't know if Coach Don would agree with me on this. It don't mean a thing without the ring. And so, you got to come up with a title at the end of the season. And then you start celebrating for all the things that you've achieved. And I like to think these Rice Vanguards are really hell-bent on winning that title this season.
Yun talaga yung flip side doon. Again, everything but the title, yun ang talagang hinahangad ng Nueva Ecija.
And indeed.
See that shot there. Just like that, Coach Mike. It's up to 11 points, their lead. This is now a 10-1 run by the Rice Vanguards as they come away with a steal.
Oh man.
Oh man, indeed, Marcelino twins connecting on that alley-oop play.
Oh, the twins. One of them, Riney, doing the taxi. The other one taking off. My goodness.
JC, steal ulit. Hamito trying to recover.
That's why na-force ang Rizal. If somebody's gonna take a shot, the other guy's gotta go down immediately because on a miss, there's gonna be a run.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X-Play. On the go speaker, take your music anywhere.
While JC taxis, JB's taking off on that alley-oop. What a play.
And one of the most athletic backcourts here in the league. Rizal sues for time. They now find themselves behind by 13 points. Back with us here inside the Linares Center in Montalban. And we saw how Rizal really falls short against Pangasinan. Pretty much, Coach Mike, talagang catch up sila ever since Pangasinan turned on the Jets in that first half.
Well, yes. I was saying this earlier. It really boiled down to shot making as the key difference. Walang clear na advantage across all. Except for yung assist na +1. I think +7 ang Pangasinan goal.
Ooh! Signature Jammer Hammer from Jammer Hamito.
Pangalawang laro na to na cover natin na pinakataan tayo ng martilyo na to ni Jammer Hamito.
Hilig niya yung offhand pa niya yung ginagamit
Oo nga
niya.
Kaya mas lalo magandang tingnan no?
Oo.
And it's a 2-foot slam, That's a vertical. Man, Jammer Hamito showing us the hammer. This short roll right here and a good feed. Ooh, with a right hand and with the authority. Eric Camson couldn't do anything about it.
14-1 run. Man, Rizal, only 1 point here in the second quarter. Alday makes his move against Billy Robles, Mintes. Rizal has been scoreless for the last 3 minutes.
That's a long scoring drought if you ask me. And it shows in the percentage. They are 18%. Matter of fact, they have 4 more attempts versus that of Nueva Ecija. That's tough.
14-1 second quarter for the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
Number 16, Tolentino gonna take his first.
Just a point to show so far dito sa ating second quarter. And you can't afford, one cannot afford to have these kind of, empty scoring.
Robles missing his first free throw. Former champion with the Davao Occidental Tigers alongside Coach Don Dulay there. And, gusto nilang dalhin yung kanilang championship tradition dito sa isang kupunan na subok na rin sa pagkapanalo sa kampyonato ito Nueva Ecija.
And si Billy is a guy that's always ready. And he keeps staying ready. When his number is called, he is gonna be in there, ready to do whatever the team needs for the Rice Vanguards. Regardless kung ilang minutes siyang ilaro, whether he's shooting well or not, he's gonna make it up for other stuff like rebounds, defense, all these other stuff.
This crowd, Coach Mike, has become eerily silent. And we've got a good sized crowd tonight. Probably one of the most we've had here this season. And if you're Rizal, you want something for your home crowd to cheer about, especially papalapit na yung playoffs. And also, like we mentioned at the top of the coverage, if they get the number 2 spot, they will have home court all the way until the national finals if ever umabot man sila doon.
That's right. And which is why this game is very important for Rizal, because you do have that chance to try and claim that number 2 spot. And waiting on the wing, syempre, itong Batangas Ram Masters.
Robles pulls up off the mark. Neil Tolentino grabs the rebound.
I love that box out by Mike Cañete on Will McAloney. He's got to go to work now.
Son, pabantang tira. That will not go in. Rizal continues to struggle here. Only 3 points in this quarter. Byron Villarreal sinks in that free from the right wing.
That guy shot 7 of 10 in their last game versus Parañaque. And right now, he's continuing with that number.
Alvin Altay flips it up, no. A foul will be whistled against Billy Robles.
Foul number 46, Billy Robles, his second substitution of the series.
Simple lang eh. Karaw lang nila yung bola dito. Villarreal, they close out there by Rizal.
Yeah, you can't allow that much space. If he's holding the corner 3, you got to stick with him, okay, Byron. Because a lot of his shots have really come from there. And so what you want to do for 3-point shooters is really make them dribblers. Make them dribble penetrators instead of just catching and shooting from the outside. But then again, there are some things that's easier said than done, because you also have to be mindful of the paint. Because you got Billy Robles, you got Will McAloney, you've got the drives of Jesper Ayaay. If you're gonna leave out that spot, then open yung corner nila. Ay, yung paint nila.
Villarreal tries another free, no. Bola nakuha ni Neil Tolentino. Behind the back by Philip Manala, who goes coast to coast, and something to the delight of the crowd as Philip Manala puts it in, plus a foul.
And just the energy that these Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers really need. They can recover the ball. Philip on a foot chase downhill, able to stay with that balance and kiss it off the glass. What a tough play for Philip Manala. And he's been that addition to the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers that has helped push the pace.
Just anything to ignite the crowd.
Agree. He's an edgy player, plays with a lot of passion, brings a lot of energy to their team.
Alam mo kasi, bagong venue ito eh. So of course, if you're Rizal, you're trying to introduce yourself
Agree.
to the fan base.
Agree.
And a win here might just really endear you to these loving fans here in Montalban and help you get a boost come the playoff time.
Exactly. As you head into the playoffs, especially when you get that number 2 spot.
Calvo steps into the lane, niluwa yung kanyang tira, tatakbo dito ang Rizal. Although Nueva Ecija quick to get back in transition. Thompson will not force up a shot from the outside. They go to the post, Cañete.
They've had
backing
success
down,
here.
Robbie Celis. Manalang with 8 on their shot clock. Philip spins, goes inside! My goodness! Now you see me, now you don't!
Boy, what a move by Philip Manala. Bringing everything in there. Putting that ball on the floor, getting in the gut of the defense, testing it, using those foot speed and that feet work though against the big man, and Will McAloney that good finish.
Hixer, great move of the game, born for greatness.
And he just woke up this crowd here in Rizal.
What a move from Philip Manalang, the former Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard. And Rizal home crowd erupts here in Nueva Ecija, sues for time. Back with us here inside the Inares Center in Montalban. Something to cheer about para dito sa Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers.
And the crowd really getting into it now. You said a while ago this was an eerily silent venue, but now Philip Manalang has brought them to their feet.
Commissioner Kenneth Rembes with Head of Security Rudy Distrito. At the far end, Head of Operations Emer Oreta. Lead down to 10. Celes almost lost his dribble. Finds John Wilson open for free. Off the mark, Camson grabs the rebound.
You gotta get it out quick.
Alwin Albay puts pressure on the defense. And Nueva Ecija forced to give up that foul.
Well, momentum has shifted a little bit here to the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers thanks to a couple of really good plays and quick action by the Golden Coolers. And they play with a lot of pace. It puts, more pressure on transition defense para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
Alwin Alday at the line. It's good on the first free throw. By the way, Rizal against teams in the North Division are 9-5. So that includes losses at home against Abra and San Juan and Pasay in overtime.
Now that one was painful.
And then meron din silang mga talo against Pampanga on the road, and on neutral ground, tinalo rin sila ng Caloocan. So those were some of the top 5 teams. Then Pangasinan pa. Actually, top 6 teams in the North, tinalo sila.
That is right. And ever since Rizal turned into that zone, after that made 3 earlier by Byron, things have slowed down offensively for the Rice Vanguards. And the Stars are rising to the occasion for Rizal right now.
Naibaba ang lamang sa 6 na puntos. 14-1 earlier. And now, Rizal with a 13-4 run to cut this lead down from a high of 17. It's now at 6.
A little bit of a drought here for Nueva Ecija. And this zone has really slowed down the execution. Battle of 2 bigs right here. Eric dug in, couldn't get inside the paint. Settled for that elbow jumper. Good finish.
Sorry, let me check myself. They're 8-6 against teams in the North. Itong Rizal. So those 6 teams, those 6 losses came against all of the top 6 teams in the North, excluding Nueva Ecija. They're facing right now.
Correct.
And with 56.9 seconds remaining, we have a timeout here. Babalik kami, Nueva Ecija with a 6-point lead. It's now the turn of the Nueva Ecija to enter into a drought. They've been scoreless for almost 4 minutes, Coach Mike and Rizal. We've been looking for some sort of spark. They got that from Philip Manalang here in the second quarter.
And that pretty much is what he's done para dito sa Rizal. Coming in there, bringing a lot of energy and pushing the pace. Yun ang importante. And maganda rin yung pagkakapasok ni Neil Tolentino against that zone. He's very quick to respond to ball on the perimeter and try and generate closeouts.
10 seconds left sa shot clock ng Rizal.
Fans having fun. Yeah.
Lagi yan. Matik yan dito sa Montalban. Bilanggit ko yun, no? Yung record nila against teams in the North. Pero pagdating sa South Division, very impressive din naman sila. Coach Mike, 12-2 as Eric Camson turns around.
Ooh.
Tolentino is down on the floor.
Is that Moko? No,
Hindi,
it's not.
si Toto.
Si Toto, alright.
Yeah. O si Toto o Celis? Hindi, si Toto nga. That's Byron.
Si Byron, right, si Byron. See that here? That box out. No, he was all over Byron. Took him down. Well, I thought that was... Wow.
What do you think?
I seriously think Byron was on a good box out situation. And Neil got, out position. So he had to hug and take down itong si Toto.
So dapat kay Neil lang,
Dapat
no?
kay Neil lang yun.
Bola ng Nueva Ecija. 42 seconds remaining. Rizal still trailing by 6, putting some pressure in the backcourt. Calvo able to escape. Philip Manalang with that behind the back dribble. Rizal in a zone as Alday intercepts that pass. Comes away with a steal. Alday derecho. Tyron Chan standing his ground. But Camson there. Walk back will not go in. Numbers for Nueva Ecija. Nice pass. Celis attracting the defense, but Calvo fails to finish. Celis attacks. Another pass from Calvo. This time, it will still miss. 2 seconds remaining.
Oh my.
And a bad foul by Robbie Celis. They are in penalty.
Oh wow.
And they might review this, Coach Mike.
How about a couple of misses though? That was a good basket cut. Really just did not decide to go in. They go the other way. Oh yeah.
Possible upgrade to unsportsmanlike foul.
Could be.
Pero hindi. Blocking foul lang daw. Pero
Okay.
penalty na ang Nueva Ecija dito.
Just a little slide of the hip in the direction of that path by Philip.
Huge turn of events for Rizal.
Well, the turn really is because the zone has put Rizal in a zone. Defensively, they've stopped all those dribble penetrates, allowed only shots from the outside, contested shots in the paint, and then run the other way on misses.
And this guy pretty much at the forefront of that. And this is a player we're not accustomed to seeing looking for a shot. And he had to do it here in the second quarter. And it paid dividends because it ignited a rally here for the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers.
And he really has been, the reason why this pace has gone up.
Oh,
That's a travel.
yep.
That's a travel by Byron. Right. Happened right in front of us.
Meron pa bang oras dito? Wait a minute.
Yeah, they should still have time on the clock. There should still be time on the clock.
Eh kung may review nila, dapat tawagin nila yung Nueva Ecija. They're heading to the
Yeah,
back.
they're heading to their
I mean,
dugout.
seriously.
Agree. This.
Wala na. Wala na.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, interesting.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think there
that-
should have been some time on the clock.
Right.
But still,
Probably around 0.8 or something,
Oo.
0.7. That would still be enough for a shot, especially if they inbound from the back.
nonetheless, Rizal finishing things off on a 15-4 run to close out the first half. Nueva Ecija still on top, but only by 4, 33-29.
Vision is that for Diego.
Pero Mintis, dalawang free throw, ha? Oh, what a pass! Makes Pascual! setting up Kit Jimenez.
This has got to be one of the best games, if not the best game, that we've seen from Mix Pascual. Good decision making right there, but you got to catch up on the other end.
Defense once again. Ugsang at the post. Fading away. Oh my goodness, Reeve Ugsang. How about that?
If your key player is down, it's the role players that take over. Reeve Ugsang this time, after giving that pass earlier to Mark Meneses, decides I'm gonna take on this one, taking on 3 white shirts, fading away, knocking it down to the delight of the Cebu Grays bench.
Sazon. Yambing will slam it down. Was actually asking for the lob. This guy could really jump out of a building. So si Rinwil Yambing.
Nice little pocket pass delivered there by Ives Sazon. Still a slam for Rin William Bing. One hand flush as he brought back yung kanyang cornrows for this game.
You don't want to see going as well. Tandaan natin, oh, what a move!
Grabe yun. And Mac Talio able to score.
In and out with the left hand and that right hand finish, leaving the defense on the dust. Mac Talio at his best, breaking down primary defenders.
Napako na sa 64 points. Rodel Gravera will slam it down with 2 hands.
He pretty much deserves that moment, itong si Rodel Gravera. He's just been a guy that they pull off the bench and always gives positive results. He never runs out of effort. Well, it's a foot race with Mix Pascual, and Mix was not gonna challenge that. And Rodel Gravera, a very quiet, athletic guy.
At nauuna siya dito, Farito will slam it down with his left hand.
He is in a zone. Christian Pajarito has made this Voyagers team and this Cuneta Astrodome as his playground tonight, showing us everything that he can do on the floor. Left hand jam puts in that exclamation on the kind of game that Christian has played.
Missing the second. Davao, chance to win it. Escobedo inside the pass. Escocio scores! 0.7 seconds remaining. Val City calls timeout. What a play there by the Davao Occidental Tigers.
Well, they quickly ran the other way and trying to attack, understanding the time that was left, that front end miss.
About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
That is enough time.
Roy Sumang attacks, pulling up. Money on a mid-range jumper.
They got time.
But still a 2-possession game. Hamon, a second remaining. And that's gonna do it. Zamboanga. How about Roy Sumang? Struggling all game long with his shot. Delivers the dagger for the Zamboanga Sikat.
The dagger against June Manso, no problem. Little step back, and that basket made just in time to give them the lead and eventually the game.
Basilan with 7 steals compared to 8 naman for Ilagan Isabela. Alex Cabagno drives baseline. Oh! Had that tough angle but had the wits in English to will that one through.
Oh boy, what an incredible shot make by the Crunchman. Santos was trying to keep in step with him all the way to the hoop. Took it to the other side with a much more difficult attempt. Was able to use that offhand to keep Santos from getting in front of him. But still, the magnitude of the difficulty of the shot.
He has most start para dito sa Sarangani.
Oh! One-handed throwdown right out of the gates from Simon Sandagon.
Simon Sandagon in his last 2-3 games has really sent out a statement that he is laser focused to try and bring a title for the Quezon Huskers this season.
That came out of nowhere. Simon Sandagon announcing his entry. It's a 4-point lead for Nueva Ecija at the half over Rizal. 33-29. Muli po Ken Pangilinan, Coach Mike Perez at courtside. We have Miss Gianna Llanes. Coach Mike, tight first quarter. Biggest lead was enjoyed by Nueva Ecija at just 4 points. But they began quarter number 2 with a 14-1 run. And they were able to push the lead up to its biggest at 17 points. But Rizal mounted a comeback, finished off this quarter on a 15-4 blast to pull to within 4, just heading into the halftime break.
Well, two things that really happened there. They went on a zone after that made 3 earlier by Byron. And then, you know, that elevation of the pace of the game. They really brought it to the next level, pushing the ball a lot. And in so doing, nagkaroon sila ng +9 when it comes to free throw attempts, to which they got, 9 more points off of it. Pero ang assist yun talaga yung naging, anchor nitong atake ng Nueva Ecija. But those assists really stopped when that zone came in. But getting more help from the bench has really been on the Rice Vanguards. And we've seen this pattern for the most part sa mga games ng Nueva Ecija with JC Marcelino and including Jammer and JB coming off the bench and producing a lot of points for them.
And Nueva Ecija, after being scoreless for more than 4 minutes, finally gets a basket as Celis able to score 35-29. Slight tweak in the starting lineups for both squads. Neil Tolentino replacing Eric Pili, while for Nueva Ecija, the backcourt of the Marcelino twins, pinalitan muna si John Wilson at si JP Calvo. JC has hit 2 frees, but that time he misses from the right corner.
Well, one of the reasons they actually inserted Neil Tolentino over here to start the second half is because they liked how, he defended in the zone. He's very capable of going out to shooters and then going back inside the paint if the ball gets swung to the weak side.
Umikot si Robbie Celis. Vintes. Alday pushing the pace again. Tolentino to Marco Balagtas. Nahanap si Alwin Alday for free. Patay!
Well, Alwin Alday once again connecting from the outside. And it's been quite a while since the last time, Ken, that we've seen Alwin Alday connect from the outside. And I'm sure, ang hope nitong Rizal ay masundan pa yan ng marami pang tres dito kay Alwin Alday. In their last game, Alwin Alday actually shot, I guess, just 1 out of 5 from 3. His shooting was not so good.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
And that one really just falling down through the net. And you see the jubilation on the coaches and at the bench of Rizal. He was 1 out of 5 from 3. In their last game, he shot 3 of 11 from the field, which is very unlikely of an Alwin Alday.
Let's go courtside to Miss Jana Lianes.
This one is about Rizal. Isa raw sa mga natutunan ni Coach Ralph sa huling laro nila kontra Pangasinan ay ang halaga ng pag-execute ng defensive adjustments. He said that game they had trouble covering Vic Manuel, and when they did, his supporting cast would contribute. So prior to this game, they already prepared for the Marcelino twins and Rob Celis, but quick adjustment plays as well for Toto Villarreal and John Wilson, helping them out right now. Ayaw sayangin kasi ni Coach Ralph yung pagod nila sa second quarter, especially after starting that quarter flat. Kaya pag may bad shots daw, they could convert to transition points. More clever switches as well kapag nakaantay na ang big men ng kalaban. He reminds his players na nakapahinga na ang Rice Vanguard sa halftime. So expect them to go full force the second half. Ken and Coach Mike?
Thank you so much, Gianna, and really that attention to detail by Coach Ralph Rivera. Dahil kahit pa at times napigilan nila si Vic Manuel in that last game, si Alin Bulanadi actually first half pa lang bumulusok na for Pangasinan, and that's something that they're trying to rectify against Nueva Ecija here. They cut the lead down to 3 after those 2 makes from the free throw line by Alwin Alday as Rizal comes away with a steal. Alday again. Nice pass to Neil Tolentino to a cutting Marco Balagtas, who lost the basketball on his way up. Counter-attack by Nueva Ecija. JC Marcelino will miss. But luckily for them, Rizal fails to control the defensive rebound.
That's the 3rd point-blank miss by Nueva Ecija, coupled by JP Calvo before the half ended. In this one,
dami ng deflections nito Rizal. Camson goes right at Will Macaloni and scores.
we're seeing a different facet here on the game of Eric Camson. This time, he was the one bringing the ball down the floor, trying to finish it off in transition.
Eric Camson, 1 point and 1 rebound shy of a double-double as Alwin Alday with a steal again. Nice no-look pass to Eric Camson, who lays it up and in.
Will Macaloni is down. You don't want to see this if you're the Rice Vanguards. He's in a lot of pain as he tried to sprint down the floor of that steal. Here's that steal by Alwin Alday. It was a foot race. But we didn't see that action with Will Macaloni.
Yeah, dahil nakatutok tayo dun sa bola eh. And also the camera was focused on that layup.
That's right.
Let's see if we have another angle on this one. I think we have.
This one's after the shot. Here we go.
So ito yung agaw.
Deflection.
Foot race between... Oh, okay.
Wasn't so clear though if there was a trip.
Kung nagkabanggaan pa ng tuhod. Or did Eric Camson hit him?
It appears that he was holding on kanina dun sa
tuhod eh.
It's either the likod ng tuhod or dun sa hamstring. At least that's how I saw it earlier in the video.
But just like that, Rizal is in the lead.
Yana's gonna get an update on that.
So this is an 18-point turnaround by the Golden Coolers. Jam Ramito immediately coming off the bench, contributing for Nueva Ecija as they reclaim that 1-point advantage. 3 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Philip Manalang on the right side, using that Balagtas screen. Balagtas slips, puts it up, can't get that one to fall. Hamito with a rebound. Robbie Celis. Another steal by Rizal. Neil Tolentino will put it up and in. So many turnovers here for Nueva Ecija, Coach Mike.
And everything really starting on the defensive end. That deflection earlier on that good finish by Eric Camson. This time around, another turnover forced by Rizal, ending up with that a fast break for them. A little fumble right here and the good recovery by Alwin Alday, finding Neil for that finish in open lane.
Fast break the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners. Timeout Nueva Ecija, they're down by 1. The Rizal crowd coming alive dito po sa Inares Center. Say hi to our Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness.
And everybody right now in this venue is really just having a lot of fun. If you could only see yung mga nangyayari sa likod namin. The fans are very animated right now with this really good showing so far of the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers.
Key to Rizal's resurgence though has been their defense.
Yes,
4
agree.
steals with just a little over 3 minutes gone by in the third quarter. MJ Ayaay will force it up off the mark. Eric Camson with a rebound. Philip Manalang will push it. Alwin Alday for 3. Yes, sir!
Another 3 made by Alwin Alday. Another turnover.
Another steal. The 5th steal here in the third quarter. Alday thought about it. Puts it on the deck. Flips it up. No good. Tolentino grabs the offensive rebound. Camson off the bounce. Will draw closer. Leaning shot. Will get the friendly bounce.
Rice Bangers got to respond here. The momentum has now shifted clearly to the side of the to the side of the Golden Coolers.
MJ Ayaay's free will not fall in. Numbers for Rizal. Manalang fakes the handoff. Drives baseline. Still with the basketball. Philip will go to the post. Camson against Robbie Celis. Halfway point of the third quarter. Robbie Celis called for that foul.
Foul on number 8, Robbie Celis.
I mean, this is a stark contrast to what happened last weekend in Rosales, and it certainly helps that they're playing right now at home in front of their home crowd. As Eric Camson will shoot his free throws. Camson has another double-double, 13 points and 10 rebounds.
And the energy brought by the sixth man of the Rice Vanguards. Air ball para kay Eric Camson. Pero ito yung halaga ng home court advantage, Ken. This is why you fight for it. This is why you want to be there, at least at number 2, because you're gonna need this crowd to back you up in important games down the line in the playoffs.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Biggest lead of Rizal right now at 7.
After being down by as much as 17.
And enjoying, this is a 24-point turnaround. They've outscored Nueva Ecija here in the third period, 17-6. This is something we're not accustomed to seeing Nueva Ecija get into, those long lulls.
Indeed. I don't recall of any recent game na ganito as Christian Manaytay finally sinks a basket from the outside. That might just be their first basket from the perimeter.
Alday, careless with a basketball, throws it away to John Wilson, who lays it up. No good. Tapi ka ng bola. Napunta kay Philip Manalang in a foot race with Benny Robles. Humingin pa! But missing on that shot. Robles had something to say about that
This'll
as
be
John
big.
Wilson, open free, book it.
Well, you gotta pay for that. You gotta stay very simple. Keep it very simple on your end of the floor and then go back defensively. That time around, wasn't so simple on the side of Rizal, and the Rice Vanguards made them pay for it dearly.
Alvin Alday, gustong bawiin yung tres. Short.
That's
May
on
foul
Marco.
laban
Yeah.
kay Balagtas.
That's definitely a foul on Marco.
Mike Cañete comes in, replacing Marco Balagtas. And we have an update on the injury of Will Macaloni, courtesy of Gian Alianes.
Yes, Ken and Coach Mike, this is an update on Will Macaloni. He can confirm that there was no contact causing his injury, and it was just from when he was running. He is currently icing the injury on his right hamstring right now. There is a big bruise at the back of his thigh, with the team's PT also confirming that something did snap. They are still evaluating the severity of his injury, but looks like he will not be able to return back into the game. Back to you guys.
That's a major development, Coach Mike. Maraming salamat, Gianna, for that update. 7-0 run though by Nueva Ecija as they tie the ball game up again, 46 all. Pero hamstring injuries are pretty tricky, Coach Mike. And yung timeline yan in terms of recovery, it varies eh. But JC Marcelino goes all the way to the cup, lays it in, plus a foul.
And just like that, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards reclaim the lead. They're up 2 right now on that good finish by JC. And again, just a good recovery. You cannot allow the Rice Vanguards to regain momentum. And pretty much when you have JC on the left side of the floor going downhill at full speed, it's pretty much tough to try and stop him. And kanina, injury na ni Will Macaloni, I really thought it was the hamstring as the way that he held it.
Oo.
And so I didn't think there really was contact. This is exactly what Gianna reported. Hopefully, Will's gonna be healing quick enough for him to come back in the certain games in the playoffs.
Timeout Rizal, they're down by 3, 49-46. Alvin Alday, 12 points, hitting 2 threes. Also, a whopping 7 steals to go along with 3 assists for all day Alwin Alday.
I like to think this is the most steals that he's gotten in a game. Speaking of Alwin Alday, because he pretty much, for the games that he's played, he's averaged roughly about 1 steal per game.
A huge reason why Rizal was able to come back. But now, Nueva Ecija with 10 consecutive points have regained control. Under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Samboy De Leon to John Apasible. Working against Billy Robles. Apasible forcing his way in. Got blocked by the Ilonggo Superman. JC.
Oh, man.
Foul before the layup attempt by Philip Manala.
And another empty possession for Rizal. How about a recovery by Billy Robles as John Apasible is trying to find his way underneath.
Labayen comes in, getting some minutes with the absence of Keanu Caballero.
Rizal's gonna need a stop here to try and at least, reclaim back the momentum. Because if the Rice Vanguards make good here, this will be a 5-point game.
Christian Manaytay makes his move against Mike Cañete. Swooping in was Billy Robles and the tip by Jammer Amito.
How valuable is Jammer Hamito? You think that Will Macaloni is out? No, you're not done. You still got Jammer to contend with, and you got to box him out, and he's pretty good on his verticals too in the paint.
Samboy De Leon has yet to score in tonight's ball game. But he was able to draw a foul against John Wilson, and that will send him to the line for 2 shots.
And then Samboy De Leon, he's 0 out of 3 from the field. In the previous game, he was shooting 33%. He went 5 of 15, I think, in that game. And he is pretty much a guy na kinakailangan nila maging consistent higa nga pagdating sa field goal makes.
That's a sweet spot.
Yes.
And that's exactly why.
Indeed.
Lista mo na, galing kay John Apasible.
Oh, one-on-one right here.
Before the shot. Basket will not count. A foul whistled against John Apasible, but Rizal is already over the limit.
I say it's always an advantage when you have a left-handed player on the right side block because ang daling pumunta sa gitna, Always ang post player, ang tingin palagi kung open yung middle door na yon. And really for the most part, bukas yan parang sa left-handed player. Because if you lock that, they also are comfortable getting that drop step to that same side of the floor.
Eric Camson got hurt earlier, and we've got an update from Gianna Llanes.
Yes, he is currently at the bench right now, taping and icing the injury on his right thumb. Actually, dumudugo kasi yung sa loob ng kanyang kuko at sabi niya napakasakit daw. Pero sabi rin niya na makakabalik pa rin siya sa laro. Sabi niya he's going to try his best to not let it affect his shooting. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, G. As masakit kasi yan na-experience ko yan, yung may dugo ka sa loob ng kuko.
Oo naman.
Masakit yan. I mean, the pain is the kind of pain that stinks.
Oh, yes.
As soaring and scoring was JC Marcelino, who now has 15 points.
Well, don't look now, but JC's on a roll.
Manaytay grabs the board. Nueva Ecija up by 5. Manaytay gets it back from JC. Kick out to JP Calvo. Now it's with JC with 14 on their shot clock going up against Robbie Naive. JC puts up a 3. And Naive clears it after that Marcelino miss. Labayen catches. In stride for 3. Cañete off the heel. Rizal pretty much one and done in their last trips.
Offense has slowed down for Rizal. Guys catching but not looking to shoot. They're looking to pass, looking for open teammates.
46 seconds remaining here in the third period.
And again, you get Jammer on that right side block. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense of John Apasible. Same height, maybe a little bit advantage for John, but strength maybe on the side of Jammer.
Shooting 2, Jammer Amito.
Amito shooting 2 free throws.
Kaya kung mapapansin mo, nung parating na yung bola, medyo lower na yung stance ni Jan ang Pasible because he has to be able to push him away from that spot. Because the moment that Jammer gets in the paint, then mas mahirap na pigilan.
I was about to say both teams are shooting well from the free throw line. But Amito missing the first, although he still has 10 points and 4 rebounds.
Yes.
Strokes in the second.
And see the full court defense right now of the Rice Vanguards. While Rizal is trying to go to a zone, itong Nueva Ecija going to the full court to try and limit their time of execution in the front court.
Nakikita mo yung nangyayari sa opensa ng Rizal.
One-on-one.
Hindi lang yun. 30, 40 feet away from the basket. And this is the result of not having Keanu Caballero here.
Agree.
Of course, no offense to Labayan, who's certainly a capable point guard. Pero nakikita mo, hirap siya eh. Lalo pag biniblit siya dun sa ball screen.
Yes. Tsaka once they get the ball past that two on the ball situation, that normally would be a numbers game na advantage ang offense because it's actually practically a 4-on-3. Pero Rizal has not been able to exploit that because for the most part, it really has become a one-on-one game.
What a struggle here for Samboy De Leon. 0 of 2 at the line, 0 of 4 from the field, still scoreless. And we're now winding down the third quarter. Nueva Ecija with a basketball.
They want to clear this.
Calvo pass. Manaytay! Trying to add another highlight.
Oh my God. You saw that coming, Ken.
Oh. Empty pick and roll ito eh.
Without help, the help was farther on the other end. Jana Pasibli had to go over to that strong side of the floor just to help the peel off.
He is just a powerful 2-foot jumper.
Agree.
And I'm sure Miles Canyal is familiar with what I'm saying.
Ibang klase naman talaga. Oh no.
Got off too early.
And that to me is going to be something that I'm sure Coach Don Dulay in situationals come the playoff that they will turn to. That empty pick and roll action involving Christian Manaytay.
Cañete running out of time. And the third quarter comes to a close. Christian Manaytay certainly would love to take that dunk attempt back. But nonetheless, Nueva Ecija regains the lead. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
You love the recovery of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. This was a good start by the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers when Will Macaloni went down. Everybody thought that this was going to be an uphill battle para dito sa Rice Vanguards. They did overcome that uphill battle, and right now they got the lead. They're up by 7 as we approach the fourth quarter.
And you saw Rizal really take it to Nueva Ecija. They had that blistering run, but the championship poise coming into play for the Rice Vanguards, regaining their poise, and now ahead, heading to the fourth by 7, 57-50. Head of Operations, Emoreta, Head of Security, Rudy Distrito, and of course, Captain Marbel or Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes. This is the third to the last elimination game day. We still have 2 more next week. Fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Alvin Aljay just went to us and told
Ano sabi?
us,
Ano sabi? Ano sabi?
wala akong depensa pero naka 7 steals ako. Napag-usapan na namin kanina, Alvin. Panoorin mo ulit yung video pag uwi sa bahay. We talked about it. And he normally averages 1 steal per game, but tonight he's got 7. But more important than those steals, you gotta get a win here.
Oo. Alday drives baseline. Bola na sundot ni Billy Robles. It's a turnover against Rizal to begin the fourth. See how tight this ball game is. 15-13 in the first for Nueva Ecija. Then 18-16 in the second period. They had a 4-point lead at the half. But lumamang ulit ang Nueva Ecija here in the third. But that does not really tell the story of the peaks and valleys of this game, Coach
Agree.
Mike. Dahil nga, yung second quarter na yon lumamang ng 17 puntos yung Nueva Ecija, 17-point lead. Rizal was able to chop it down with a strong run to finish off the second quarter and then continued that blistering pace in the third. In fact, even took the lead, their biggest at 7, before that 10-0 spurt that gave the lead back to the Rice Vanguards.
And they are definitely gonna look back at that other missed fast break opportunity kung saan pagbalik iniskoran sila nila ng Rice Vanguards and made them pay dearly for it. Christian Manaytay right now, nothing on that shot attempt.
Tatakbo ang Rizal, Manalang setting up John Apasible, diluwa yung kanyang attempt. JP Calvo, JV Marcelino, Billy Robles, Christian Manaytay, and Jammer Amito, who's the recipient of that nice pass from JP Calvo.
Everybody was searching perimeter players, trying to find shooters outside. Forgot about Jammer right there in the middle, all alone for that left-hand finish.
Alday with Manaytay switching on to him. Alday high arcing free, off target. Marcelino to Calvo. JP, another nice feed. Back-to-back connections between JP Calvo and Jammer Amito.
You gotta give credit to Jammer Hamito. I mean, that play was all for Christian Manaytay and JP Calvo to finish, but he made himself available all the way from the back into that transition play.
Cañete. Threes have not been falling so far for Rizal. 2 out of 17 from beyond the arc. Calvo will pull it back out.
Good decision to pull it back. Mismatch.
Robles spins away from the defense. Bola natapik. It ends up with Amito. Nice pass. Manaytay bullies his way inside. Counted plus a foul.
And another offensive rebound claimed by the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. And Jammer Hamito really got tempted to attempt that 3, but he thought otherwise. Saw Christian Manaytay, and he decided not to give it up to Billy, rather to finish it off by himself. One might say, libre na si Billy, sana binigay, pero I guess read na yan ni Christian Manaytay.
Another massive run by Nueva Ecija. The assists have been big in favor of the Rice Vanguards. Again, we talk about how Rizal only had 17 assists in that loss against Pangasinan. They only have 11 tonight against Nueva Ecija.
Well, actually, at the half, they had what? They had 4 assists at the half. And so since then, there's only been 7 assists all throughout the entire third quarter. And then through this one.
Dumami naman actually.
Dumami naman siya. But still, that is way below than their normal average in terms of assists. They roughly average 24, and that's too far off from 24. You got a full quarter ahead of them.
Number 7 sila sa department na yan. Both of these teams actually are great assisting teams. Nueva Ecija, obviously, number 1.
And then the reason that we say they're good assisting teams is that every time you go over 20, that's a good one.
Let's check in with Gianna.
Coach Ralph is asking his players to bring back the focus this final quarter because that's the only way daw that they can still grab the win this game. Let the third quarter be a lesson daw to them. Dahil sinayang daw nila yung lamang nila. He said, tignan nyo kung gaano kabilis makapag-adjust ng Nueva. He is now asking his players to increase their offensive rebounds, cover Nueva Ecia's transition offense, and contain their fast break points. Eric Camson also told his teammates, usap tayo, let's bring back the energy. Back to you, Kent and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, G. Yun yung nais gawin ng Nueva Ecija. They were at their best in the third when they came away with those steals. They ran in transition. They picked up the pace. Eric Camson is someone that needs to get going here. Knocks down that three. He now has a total of 17 points and 11 rebounds.
Now, this couple of possessions have really been how Rizal has come back. Get a stop one end via zone, then score the other end. Oh, that's a foul right there by Christian.
Already saw from a mile away that Manalang and Camson will be involved in that pick and roll action, pick and pop action, I should say. But here, simple pass, 3-point shot, buried by the former Adamson Falcon. Byron Villarias comes in. Again, at stake here for Rizal is a chance to finish number 2 in the South Division after the elimination round. They still have Bacolod as their last assignment after this one. Camson backing Manaytay down. Eric Camson puts it up, doesn't get the friendly roll. Nueva Ecija with an 8-point lead, approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. JC, Manaytay flashing out, guarded by Camson, face-up jumper by Manaytay, off the mark.
Got to score here.
Manalang, nice pass to Balagtas, who knocks down a mid-range jumper.
And so far, they've been consistent. Playing on both ends of the floor. This time, it's their turn to try and extend that defense and make it difficult for the Rice Vanguards to execute anything.
Oh, JC with a hang time move.
Ang hirap pigilan doon pagka pababa na. Once he elevates, even going downhill, mahirap. Lalo na pag naka-elevate na, there's not so much. Oh, wow!
Ouch, ouch. But Manalang is down on the floor, holding onto his right ankle. Possible unsportsmanlike foul here. And remember, Keanu Caballero is not available.
And this is the second time that Rob Celis and Philip Manalang, got into this action. That's a 3-point make. And sportsmanlike foul from Rob Celis.
Landing spot, but Philip Manalang is trying to shake it off.
See that again right there. That elevate.
Ow. Yeah.
But it more looked like Philip was the one who went to his
A forward
to
shift.
the other forward shift. Because he was going on his side already, si Rob. And unfortunately, he still, as an official, got to call that.
Cylinder within the cylinder.
Within your cylinder. That's right.
How about Philip Manalang, not known for his scoring, has come alive here tonight for Nueva Ecija. 15 points.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
And lead down to 4, 65-61. Philip Manalang finds Alwin Alday. Will pull it back out against Robbie Celis. 3 seconds left on their shot clock. Alday for 3. Off target. Celis is ahead. JC, full head of steam.
Oh, man.
Absorbing contact does not matter. JC Marcelino puts it in for his 20th point.
That don't matter. If he's airborne, you get him through contact, he will find a way to still score.
Bagsak na naman si Philip Manalang. Philip Manalang's aggressiveness here. It's quite a long time since I've seen him attack the basket relentlessly.
And being this active.
Oh. I mean, this guy held the assist record before Ordan Wamar broke it here this season. Just this month, 23 assists when he was with Parañaque. Big miss at the line though.
And one thing also that the Golden Coolers could exploit on is the penalty situation for the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
Itong free throw na ito at sa ating Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Split at the line. So Nueva Ecija still with a 5-point lead past the halfway point of the fourth quarter. JC spins into traffic, flips it up, puts it in!
The degree of difficulty on the shot mix of JC Marcelino. Who is stopping this guy?
22 markers for JC. Camson repositions himself. Oh, three guys flying by. And Eric Camson making a foolery out of the defense of Nueva Ecija on that trip.
What a fake by Eric Camson. Letting three defenders fly by on that shot attempt after that shot fake.
Celes quickly to JC.
That's the
on
shot.
The other side, Byron Villarias, Mintes galing sa tres. Walagtas the rebound.
But that was the shot that was available, Ken. That is a good take. And you like that it's also Villarias who took it.
Crossover by Philip Manalang. Alday, left corner three, airballs it. JC with the basketball. Neil Tolentino in his grill. Ball deflected. Does not matter as Jammer Hamito with a flip shot. Hamito with 17 points and 5 rebounds, stepping up in the absence of Will Macaloni.
The lefties are going to work here for the Rice Vanguards. JC and Jammer taking turns and producing those much needed points for the Rice Vanguards.
Balagtas. Ball tapped. Camson wanted Balagtas to take that shot.
I would have told Balagtas to take that shot too. That was a good swing by Eric Camson. See this here, a couple of lefties gonna work. Good recovery by Jammer. Little left-handed floater that side of the floor.
The thing in Nueva Ecija, Coach Mike, even though they're not really a good three-point shooting team, as Jammer Hamito with 17 points. I mean, they shoot really well from beyond the arc, but they don't take a lot of threes. It's because they're so efficient around the rim.
Correct. Which is why they are number one in scoring, number one in field goal makes, number one in perimeter makes. Woo! See another shot right there by JC Marcelino, number one in assists, number one in steals, points of turnovers, points in the paint, you name it. Anything on the offensive side, these guys are so good.
Camson's free, off the mark. Nueva Ecija with a 9-point lead as we head down to the final 2 minutes. Ball tapped away. And it will stay with the Rice Vanguards. Still some hope here if you're Rizal. But they need to pick up the energy here.
Yes.
Especially with this guy. They've not found an answer to JC Marcelino. Villarias in stride for 3 off the heel.
Oh man.
Billy Robles able to swoop in and get the offensive rebound and put back.
And Billy Robles staying in there, trying to hunt for offensive rebounds. Wide open 3, but a good recovery by Billy Robles. That was a good shot by Byron. But then again, somebody's got to battle out on the offensive rebounds. 2 on the ball for the Golden Coolers, but Billy recovers that tap and turns it in for 2 points.
Back to a double-digit lead for Nueva Ecija. Timeout Rizal. Back with us here at the Inares Center in Montalban, JC Marcelino.
Wow.
Could be his finest performance in a Nueva Ecija uniform, saving the best for last in the elimination round. And those points and production were needed, especially in a time Coach Mike where Rizal made their run, took the lead after Nueva Ecija rather blew a 17-point lead.
Foul on number 26.
And give credit to the Rice Vanguards because
John Wilson for
they suffered a similar fate against Quezon. That lead of 18 points quickly evaporated there with Quezon stealing that win. But here going on the road, Samboy de Leon, that's only his first point. And able to hold off Rizal here, although still a lot of time, 1 minute and 42 left, but Rizal really needs to make their move as their hopes of finishing number 2 in the South. Medyo palabo ng palabo with how Nueva Ecija has played here in the second half.
Nandito mo mararamdaman yung lalim nitong bench ng Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. No Will Macaloni, you barely seen minutes from Jesper Ayaay. Christian Maynaytay has been in and out and produced quality minutes, but it's other guys really stepping up. Jammer Hamito, in my opinion, has filled in a good spot in the absence of Will Macaloni.
75-67. JC will burn some time here. 80 seconds remaining in regulation. JV up against Alday. Balagtas in disgust as he was whistled for a foul, jockeying precision with Jammer Amito.
Second team foul.
We have a timeout by Coach Don Dulay. 1 minute and 11 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Rice Vanguard still with an 8-point lead, 75-67. We'll pause for a break. We'll be right back. The Rizal Faithfuls, medyo masakit to, no?
Oo.
If this ends up with a loss because they've been so good at home. And here comes on though. He went out swinging here, 21 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double performance. But like he said to begin this game, Coach Mike, there's still questions about Rizal on whether they can call themselves an elite team that can contend or seriously contend for that championship. And well, they will close out their matchups in the North Division 8-7. So the top 7 teams in the North, lahat sila talo dun. Although they fared better against teams in the South, they're 12-2. They still have Bacolod coming up for their last assignment. And that's for them to seal that number 3 spot naman in that division.
That is right, and it won't be enough to try and chase against Batangas, who right now has 20 wins. And so with only that Bacolod game remaining, they should be able to secure itong number 3.
We have a coach's challenge here. 55.3 seconds left. And Nueva Ecija, abante pa rin ng 10. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Okay, successful challenge by Coach Don Dulay, so no foul will be called against Nueva Ecija.
Well, let me just get this out of the way, Ken. Now, I want to greet a happy birthday to Kay Bandigan Quisido, one of our really good friends and the love of the life of my cousin, si Rico Arsenas, who's celebrating her birthday today in Abu Dhabi. And happy anniversary to Kay and Rico as well, coming from us, Mi Familia. Enjoy the celebration, both of you.
Manalang missing on that shot, and that should probably do it. 46.8 seconds left.
And the empty possessions, really, for Rizal. And that run by Nueva Ecija has really forced them into this situation. I felt the turning point was that miss, and that would have been an easy fast break para sa Rizal earlier. And then pagbalik, umiscore sila JC Marcelino. It really built that attraction and momentum for the Rice Vanguards to create that separation. Jammer Amito came in, Christian Manaytay helped out, and really just a good recovery and a show of resiliency, in my opinion, by the Rice Vanguards.
Jam Ramito continues to pour in the points. 21 markers. This is the third straight impressive game of Jammer Ramito. But it comes at a price for Nueva Ecija because Will Macaloni suffered, which hopefully is not a serious injury, but he injured his hamstring here as he was running for position trying to defend Eric Camson. That was early in the third quarter, but Nueva Ecija picks up the win. And boy, what a run it has been for the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards in the last 4 seasons. 95-9. They finish out the regular season in the MPBL in the 7th season with a 27-2 record. And this guy was the catalyst of that one. JC Marcelino, his best scoring output in a Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard uniform. 24 points. Samahan mo pa ng 10 rebounds and 6 assists.
Ako, impressive dyan. Yung 9 of 13 field goal shooting para dito kay JC Marcelino. And the 6 assists as well showed, different variety of ways that JC can actually help out the Rice Vanguards. Impressive showing for the Rice Vanguards and JC Marcelino.
79-67 is our final score. Nueva Ecija prevailing over Rizal and preventing the Golden Coolers from finishing the elimination round at the number 2 spot in the South Division. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Llanes.
Our best player of the game is JC Marcelino of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. He had 24 points and 10 rebounds. JC, sabi nga ng ating panel, parang ito ang best performance mo so far this season. Ito rin ang unang season mo bilang isang Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard. Para sa'yo, paano ka tinulungan ni Coach Don Dulay at ng iyong team na mag-improve so far this season?
Ayun, binibigyan niya lang lagi ako ng kumpiyansa na laruin ko yung laro ko, yung nasa Sambuanga pa ako, yung kabilang team pa ako. Yun. Kaya ayun, pero sinusuklian ko naman yung tiwala na binibigay niya sa akin. Nagpa-practice ako sinisipiagan ko sa practice, binibigay ko yung best ko sa practice. Kaya yun, lumalabas pagdating sa laro.
JC, this is your team's last game of the eliminations. You are finishing it out at the number 2 spot sa North Division. Sa laro na ito, may mga points na nakukuha ng Rizal yung momentum. Paano nyo sisiguraduhin na hindi yun mangyayari sa playoffs?
Ayun, maganda siguro nangyari sa amin ngayon yun, last game namin, para pagdating ng playoffs, ma-adjust namin yung mga pagkakamali namin kanina. Yun, siguro magandang lesson sa amin yun para pagdating ng playoffs, maganda yung laruin namin.
And JC, you guys didn't have the home court advantage today, pero sigurado ako na maraming nanonood ngayon na proud sa inyo. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Ayun, syempre pinapasalamatan ko una si Lord God na binigyan niya ako ng talent, lakas ng pangangatawan. At saka nagpapasalamat ako sa mga taga Nueva Ecija na lagi sumusuporta sa amin. Sa Cuevas family, yung mga boss namin. Maraming salamat sa inyo at yung family ko na sumusuporta sa akin, nanood sa akin dito. Yung asawa ko, tsaka yung anak ko, si Matthew, yung pamangkin ko, si Asher at si Andy. Tsaka yung mga pamilya ko sa Olongapo, sa At kung saan man ako may kamag-anak yun, nagpapasalamat ako dahil hindi sila nagsawang sumuporta sa amin. Kaya yun, thank you sa inyong lahat. Tsaka yun, thank you dito na winelcome kami sa Rizal. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much and congratulations.
Ayun, tsaka yung Manea sila bossing senior yon, binabati ko rin pala. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, JC. Once again, that was our best player of the game, JC Marcelino of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Back to you, Ken and Coach Mike.
Thank you so much, G. Nueva Ecija will finish the elimination round as the number 2 seed in the North Division with a 27-2 record. And well, we'll have our games on Monday. Kita-kita po tayo sa Marikina Sports Complex, 4 p.m. game between Quezon City and Davao Occidental, followed by San Juan versus Marikina. And in our main game, or actually in our third game, Rizal squares off against Bacolod. That's gonna do it for coverage tonight from Montalban, Rizal on behalf of Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Lianes and our entire crew. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan. Maraming salamat sa pagtangkilik at pagsubaybay sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.